Moves along, goes up towards its stall, and the gates have opened. They're off and racing. Vignetto will meet again at the first to leave over Combat Ready. Bills O'Reilly and Our Girl Marley out wider. Satiric, and also kicking up now is Smart Fascinator between horses, settling down. Doc Fryer is next down on the inside as they leave the straight behind them with Art Queen Carnilla. Speeding Bullet is second from last, and dropping to the tail of the field is Scintillating. They've gone by Beckett's Gate, heading up Matheson Road, and with about 1700 left to run, will meet again. Took up the role of pacemaker and settled over the crossing, a length and a half in front of Vignetto. Bills O'Reilly is on the fence, travelling third. Combat Ready is fourth on the outside of Satiric. Then came Our Girl Marley, sitting three deep, covering additional ground from Smart Fascinator and the filly Doc Fry, who's hemmed away on the fence in the early part. A length away to Queen Carnilla, going up into the back straight from Art. Speeding Bullet, and the tail ender is Scintillating. He was back there about 9 lengths from the leader by the 1200 now, and onto the riverside will meet again. Took them out there by 3/4 to Vignetto. Bills O'Reilly is on the fence, running third, and a length and a half to Combat Ready, who's up chewing the bridle there, fourth, going easily. Satiric is fifth on the fence, with Our Girl Marley sitting in the cheap seats. A length away behind them to Smart Fascinator, and outside of it, going around them very wide, is Queen Carnilla. On the rails then is the favourite Doc Fryer, taking off from the back, Scintillating, getting around Art, and relegated to last is Speeding Bullet. They approach the 700. It's Will Meet Again who pilots the field by a length to Vignetto. Bills O'Reilly's had a cosy run on the inside. Our Girl Marley still working away there at the 600, fourth, a length and a half to Combat Ready. Travelled well mid-race, came off the bridle pretty quickly. So did Queen Carnilla. Satiric being followed then by Scintillating. Smart Fascinator, Speeding Bullet, Art. Doc Fryer's going to have to thread its way through some traffic coming into the home straight. She's well back, homeward bound. Vignetto reached the lead. Our Girl Marley sticks on. Bills O'Reilly behind them. Will Meet Again keeps coming back on the rail, and further back behind them, Combat Ready. 150 to go. Vignetto, Bills O'Reilly have now come together, but it's Bills O'Reilly reaching the lead, and Bills O'Reilly comes away from Vignetto. Doc Fryer finishing strongly when it's all over, but Bills O'Reilly too good for Vignetto and Doc Fryer. Queen Carnilla, Combat Ready, Art next home, followed then by Will Meet Again. In behind them came Our Girl Marley, who tramped deep all the way, followed further back then by Scintillating, Speeding Bullet, Satiric, and Smart Fascinator had whipped them all in. Bills O'Reilly for Jade McNaught, 13 and 310, has won from Vignetto, 410 and Doc Fryer, 180, 612 and 7. Bills O'Reilly, the Chris Willis trained mare. Bills O'Reilly has saluted here in the Pimm's handicap with claiming apprentice Jade McNaught, giving it a perfect ride from gate 3. That's the barrier the last two winners have come from. High T in the third, sat back, travelled fifth, getting the money. Bills O'Reilly, barrier 3, box seating, and finished up getting the better of them and worrying Vignetto out of play, with Doc Fryer conceding them too much of a head start and rattling to the line when the race was shot to pieces. The winner is a Blackfriars mare out of Penny's O'Reilly, owned and trained by Chris Willis and handled by claiming apprentice Jade McNaught, defeating number 12 Vignetto by Ukbar from Lonicera for D. Mrs. V.F. Miller, trained by Dave Miller, ridden by Lisa Staples. And third, number 7 Doc Fryer, a Blackfriars filly from Medico Miss for Jim Clarice Smith, Mrs. J. Smith, S. Shishida, Mrs. R.J. Smith, M.J. Smith, and also Bethany Trevennan and M.J. Trevennan, trained by Adam Durant, ridden by William Pike. 6, 12, 7 and 9 they are, and it's one length by half the margins to the fourth event of the day. The time is 2:16.63. Evenly run. Bills O'Reilly has saluted for the second time only in 33 career starts. So good to see the mare back saluting here for Chris Willis, who will be joining, of course, Gareth in a few moments. Race 5, the Crown Perth Handicap, over the 1,000 the next today at 3:15. And please note that it's the blinkers on again, my laner, in the next event of the day. Let's go down now to the yard, and of course, Chris has been having a reasonable run with his filly Ping Me Another, racing consistently again on the weekend. She's been in the top order of the fillies through the autumn. He's got a winner here at the midweeks this afternoon, and he's down there with Gareth Hall.
Chris Willis joins us. He's having a really good run, and I remember I was at Bunbury there when I saw this galloper win her first race. I think it was start number... She's going for another lap.
She's just taking it down the straight to familiarise itself with the straight. Yeah, she's done this the other morning. Ryan Hill rode it for me, just worked it on Saturday morning, and he said he had a bit of trouble pulling it up. So I said to her today, just trot to the barriers and that'll do us, and then put her in the race. So, no, she rode it perfect. The horse has done really well. Like, we had to drop back to a mile. The 24 the start before was just a bit too far, and the track was a bit iffy. So, yeah, we were pretty happy with her. She's worked good, and, yeah.
You've done a wonderful job with her because she's been up for a long, long time.
Yeah, she sort of likes the environment of the stable. Like, I've got her and Tortina sort of together, and they're very similar type horses. So, you know, if you put Tortina in the paddock, all she wants to do is run up and down. So, but no, she's going good. So while she's going good, we'll keep going.
Ping Me Other was really good in the Oaks. Where did she push on to the Derby now, Chris?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, she's pulled up a treat, and you know, looks like she's come on again. So you know, she's only having her 6th or 7th or 8th start, whatever it is. But yeah, no, she's done well, and she'll be there.
It's been one hell of a story, isn't it? Purchased for $3,000 and all of a sudden nearly winning an Oaks.
Yeah, well, it's a funny story, isn't it? You never know where the next good one comes from. So,
do you think she would be the next good one?
Well, I didn't think she'd be an Oaks filly. Like, when I seen her get off the truck, I like the look of her, absolutely. And her work's been good, but yeah, to think where we are now, in her first prep especially, yeah, amazing.
Well done, mate, and job well done with this. Bills O'Reilly, did you get on?
No, we'll just leave it at that.
Brittany Taylor, where is Jade?
Well, you mentioned that this was a strong horse. This horse has continued to the 700-metre mark, so it has done another half a lap, and Jade has just managed to pull it up at the 700-metre mark and is now working her way back. She's just trotting. I don't think she dares enter a canter in case it runs another lap in the other direction. Now, Jade is probably one of the fittest jockeys I think there is. Every single time I interview her, immediately after a win, she will not blow a candle out. She is so fit. I think this might test her when she comes back. If she's still not blowing, then she deserves an absolute medal because she will have had to work overtime to pull this galloper up. So I think she'd be worthy of a bit of a puff.
You don't blame her. Who'd want to come back to Chris? I'm only joking, Chris. I thought she'd be racing back. Yeah, Jay McNaugh's riding in good form, and it's been a great day for the girls today. A couple of the apprentice jockeys, and of course Chloe as a party could make it another winner for the girl apprentices a little later on in the day.
Certainly, she has two chances in her comeback to riding. Chloe as a party and Soitan Rapido as well as Sigil. So she'll have her work cut out for her on Sigil. Hasn't won in 1,050 days, but I think she'll gain hero status very, very quickly if she's able to salute with that galloper.
That's a long time, Brittany. Did you go back through all of those days for poor old Sigil just to rub it in?
Yes, I made sure I had a look to see how long it had been between drinks, but so many good performances throughout. That's the funny thing with Sigil, is just so many times that you thought you were so close, but it's become a little bit of a comedy show when he comes in second, maybe not so much for an owner like you.
Ping Me Another, did you like its effort in the Oaks, Brittany?
Great effort, wasn't it? Interesting with the Oaks, just the speed that they ran, and a lot slower than the girls, and it ended up working out perfectly for Ping Me Another, which obviously will now head on to the Derby.
Yeah, apart from probably Bob's gelding, what's the power horse?
Regal
Power. Probably... the girls nearly have it over the boys, you would imagine. We're about to find out. There's Platoon and all that, but I don't know if Platoon stayed the other day. So looking forward to the Derby, and I like how they've had that 2-week gap because it's now the Premier staying a 3-year-old race.
I think Regal Power will start. We thought it was short on the weekend. I think it'll be even shorter. He was very, very impressive. So Jade has finally made it back to scale, and this will be the litmus test here to see how her fitness is, because we constantly praise her about her fitness, and I can hear her having a casual conversation. So despite her efforts to have to pull this galloper up, she still is showing that she's not blowing at all.
Yeah, Bills O'Reilly's not even puffing. She's pretty fit, but she's been up for a long time, and she travelled nicely. And Jade, she was looking for that run, and then she finally got that run, but she's... do you get paid overtime for that?
She'll need another half a riding fee, I think. She's done another half circuit of the track, so... And if Ryan Hill, who obviously rides the hardest pulling horse in bow counts, said that this horse can be very hard to pull up, says that, then you know it certainly is. And Jade, it's nice of you to join us so long after you finally saluted, but wow, she just really didn't want to pull up.
Yeah, sorry, Brittany. It took me a while. I was scared she was going to go again as well, but we got here in the end a bit late. But yeah, I've gotten off a few horses to ride this horse because the first time I rode it, I thought it had a heap of ability. It's just got a lot to work out. Bit of a slow learner being a Blackfriars, but yeah, she can really stay.
You landed in a lovely position. Just on straightening, were you hoping to take that run to the inside of Lisa Staples and then saw that gap close?
Yeah, I was looking. Stevie sort of started rolling off, and I thought it might open up, but yeah, they all stuck to their positions. But I had enough horse under me. She was pulling through the whole run, so I knew as soon as I could get a clear run, she should pop out and win the race.
And it sounds like the bleeding obvious, but she's obviously going to be fine over further.
Yeah, I reckon she could have done 2 laps and still finished off the same. She's super fit. Chris has her in a super order, so I'm grateful.
Speaking of super fit, I thought this would be your biggest test if you were to come back and still not be puffing, and sure enough, you aren't. How did you feel in pulling her up?
Oh, I feel like I'm puffing. Yeah, she was not really bolting. She just doesn't stop completely. I think we might have to do a bit of a gear change on her just to get a bit more respect back in her mouth. But no, she's a nice horse.
Congratulations, Jade.
Yeah, thanks, Brittany.